I think it is digging deeper than just that feeling, because some of what you feel in what you're feeling in response to someone speaking to you might also be about the work that you haven't done.
Okay.
Right. And so I feel like that is like a thin line where it's like, yeah, you may not be feeling good because that person is actually trying to correct you in an area that you ain't really trying to hear because you ain't ready to work on. Right. It doesn't mean that they're bad for you. It means that you haven't maybe grown to that place. So I want to be like, so for me, that person's a little different, right? Because I have this client who we have this joke, because I'll be like, tell me what meme you saw this week that you need me to clarify in your individual life. Because we have this joke about her you seeing a meme and then being like, yeah, see, that's how I'm trying to live my life.
Yeah.
It's a meme. It don't got no extra substance. It don't know your individual experience. It don't care who hurt you in the past. It's telling you to just get right, or telling you, girl, you got to get up and put some makeup on and go be great. It ain't talking about the details of you and your
like in the group.
Right. And I don't think anything's wrong with those memes.
Yeah.
But you got to go a step deeper and say that just because something is coming at me as a message of get right doesn't mean that I'm ready to get right in that area. So I don't know if it's always like every time I walk away from someone that's correcting me, it's going to be, and it makes me feel bad that is actually when I need to leave. Right.
So where's it? Because there's people who will correct that it's not. So here's the thing, where it's like,
I do agree when the person is like,
because there's some correction that's harmful.
Like
right?
when someone is telling you it's somehow like, so when someone is putting you in the position as of power, when there is absolute obvious ways that the power is out of your hands, to me, that's when you run. And what I mean by that is almost similar to victim shaming, right? Where it's very clear that you were no fault and there was no space for you to have error, for anything to have negatively happen to you, for it to be your responsibility to then correct it, right? Like I, as a Black person, shouldn't be responsible to end racism. Like, I think that's the clearest example that I can come up with in terms of, but that doesn't mean that racism isn't going to impact me. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to have to learn ways to cope and deal with racism individually myself. But what it does mean that you can't put racism and ending redlining and ending historical behavior from police officers and the justice system on Black folk. You can't do that. You try to, and that's how we get well, y'all got Black on Black crime, y'all got, right? So I can't be responsible for a system you created. Right. And so to me, that becomes like a shaming or trying to put a person in a power position that they never even knew that they were in a struggle with and or can't do anything about. To me, when a person is correcting you from a place that's harmful, when they're trying to criticize you into correction. So I said negative motivation. People think negative motivation is good for us, when in reality, there's been research that proves that scared straight, all of those things that people think were working have absolutely no success after 2.5 months. That ain't working. So which means that you getting negatively motivated might in the moment get you up and get you moving, but it's not going to keep you in the process. And so there is why I'm like, yeah, it's a thin line. It's like,